I'm studying at a Canadian college. In our culture and diversity class today, we learned that the indigenous people of Canada, of North America, did not have any kind of healthcare system back in the day. Doctors first arrived with the European settlers who cared for the sick at their homes, built hospitals and churches. Let's not omit the churches, and established a robust healthcare system in America. Can you please shed some light on this? Okay, let me Google something. Okay, and I'll put that on the screen. I'll do it in real time for you to see. Okay, here we are. Google. Louis Pasteur discovered bacteria. Which year? 1878, Louis Pasteur discovered bacteria. That's the first time we understood in the whole world that something like bacteria exists, as far as we know. Okay. Before Louis Pasteur's discovery of bacteria, all medicine was mumbo jumbo. There was no concept of sterilization. There was no understanding of what caused diseases. Just a couple of centuries, 3 centuries or whatever before Louis Pasteur, you had the Black Death ravaging through Europe, and people had no idea what was causing it. When was the Black Death? Let's Google that also, right? Just to be sure. So Louis Pasteur discovers bacteria in 1878. Black Death, Europe, year 1351. 1351, and this is 1878. So it's about 500 years ago. 500 years. There's a gap of about 500 years. In from 1351 to 1878, there was no significant improvement in our understanding of what causes disease and illness. Of course, you know, surgical techniques would have improved and all that, but most people don't need surgery. Most people, when they feel sick, when they fall sick, they need medicine, which is either antiviral or antibacterial, right? And that wasn't there. The first antibiotics were discovered after Louis Pasteur's discovery of bacteria, maybe in the early 20th century or thereabouts. So the Europeans, when they started coming to the Americas, it starts with Columbus, and then the Spaniards, and the whole story is there, and then the French, the Huguenots, and then the English and all, they come in the 16th, 17th century and all that. And when they come to North America, they don't have any understanding of medicine. It's not like they have world class ICUs and whatnot. What you have in today's well equipped hospitals, they have none of that. They have the most primitive understanding of medicine. So what healthcare system did they provide for the indigenous people? What kind of joke is this? Even in the 19th century, the healthcare system of the Europeans in the West was super rudimentary. So all these claims that these people make, that they brought, see, the claim at the end of the day is to justify what they did to the people. About 100 million Native Americans were killed. North plus South America. Okay, 100 million, and they will claim that much of this was because of diseases, and the Europeans did not mean to do this to them. It just happened because the natives did not have any immunity towards these diseases. Well, if you had such a great healthcare system, then maybe you could have vaccinated them or done something about their suffering. Nothing, right? So the facts don't support the claims that are being made over here. What healthcare system did the Europeans bring to the Americas? Doctors? They were not doctors. They were shamans. They were voodoo practitioners, right? Hospitals. What a joke! All this is done to kind of justify or we know what the Europeans did to make themselves feel better. They spin such yarns, okay, to give yourself some moral comfort or emotional comfort that we tried our best and all that. The truth is that there was a genocide in the Americas, and the Europeans did that. So, and some of that continues even now. Do you know what a starlight? Since we are talking about Canada, okay, I may as well do this. Okay, let's Google this. They did so much good for the natives, right? What's a Starlight Tour? Yeah, what's a Starlight Tour in Canada? There we have it. Saskatoon freezing deaths. The Saskatoon freezing deaths involved Indigenous Canadians in and immediately outside Saskatoon, Saskatchewan in the 1990s and early 2000s. That's like day before yesterday, early 2000s. So apparently it went on until the 1990s and early 2000s, and now it no longer happens. You gonna buy that nonsense? Okay, so this happened in the 1990s, early 2000s, and are suspected of being linked to actions by members of the Saskatoon Police Service. Police officers would arrest indigenous people, who were usually male, for alleged drunkenness and or disorderly behavior, alleged, sometimes without cause. The officers would then drive these people to the outskirts of the city at night during winter and abandon them, leaving them stranded in sub zero temperatures, which would inevitably lead to the person dying of being frozen to death. This practice is known as taking indigenous people on starlight tours and dates back to at least 1976. As of 2021, despite convictions for related offenses, no police officer has been specifically convicted for having caused freezing deaths. Okay, I'm just giving you a very high level overview. This sort of thing still happens. The native people in Canada, in the Americas, are still treated like third class citizens. So all these stories that they put out, these are lies. These are falsehoods. There was genocide, and there still is terrible marginalization and victimization of the native people of North America, and it's a shame. It's a pity.